family, and welcome to another episode of Family Talk, the place where I share ideas and suggestions to help you keep the conversation going on at home about this week's Bible story. Well, this week we're in Luke chapter 1, that's the New Testament gospel, and we find the story there of Zechariah and Elizabeth. They were two believers who had been looking forward to the day that Jesus was born. And when they learned that they too would have a child, they felt like they were too old. But not only did the angel who arrived with the news tell them that they would have a child, but that he would be a son to them. So God made Zechariah unable to speak because he did not believe. Zechariah was able to speak again when his son John was born. And John was born to get people ready for Jesus or to prepare the way for him. Our big picture question for this unit is Jesus God or human? Jesus is both fully God and fully human. Some questions to ask about this week's lesson is, why did Zechariah not believe the angel at first? And what special job would John have? What did Zechariah do when he could speak again? And what are some of the ways that we can praise God for sending Jesus? What ways can we help prepare other people to meet Jesus? And how can we learn to trust God right away? Some activities for this week is one, to read Isaiah chapter 40, verse 3, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 1, and chapter 4, verses 5 and 6 as a family. Talk about how Isaiah and Malachi wrote these words long before John was born. Speak a blessing over your children by name and pray that God would use them to advance his kingdom and to prepare the world for Jesus' return. Another thing you could do is to plan a one-time away with each of your children and take them somewhere fun and tell them about how they became part of your family. And share with them if there was any parts of their birth that was a bit scary, or even if those who are adopted haven't heard, it might be a good time to share that with them now. And what part of each arrival or birth be sure to include in their story was exciting. Some other questions is, do you ever doubt God's goodness towards you? And if you do, why? We can find God's message for his people in the Bible. So you ask the question, why is it all important to obey God by faith? Some other connections you might be able to make is in preparing, the need for preparation or to set the stage for something that's coming. And a little while ago, as a church, we did What on Earth Am I Here For? And this might be a time to talk about that again with your family. Well, next week, with Jesus' birth, is going to be the focus. Even though it's not Christmas, we're going to look at some specific things that happened during his birth. We hope you will join us here next week. Be sure to leave any suggestions or ideas that you might have. We'd love to hear from you. Have a blessed week. Bye for now.